Yeah, Daryl.
Yeah.
We ran into problems with the 34 Ford.
What?
We ran into problems with the 34 Ford.
Okay.
What happened, the transmission, of course, being 13 years old, brand new, never had fluid in it. I guess you can figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to come pick it up with a wrecker truck. I'm sure he'll have it for a week or two.
Okay.
Once we get done with it, take it over to the muffler shop and go from there.
All right, man.
It's just one fucking thing after another, Daryl.
I know.
This is fucking bullshit.
All right.
I gotta go.
All right, man.
Okay, I'm sure you just heard the situation we have. We actually drove it outside to see how it was running. You saw that happen, and the transmission is not working properly. It's slipping very badly. We don't know what kind of stall converter he's got in it. We don't know anything about the transmission that was installed in the car. So now, the continuing saga of the 34 Ford street beast nightmare from fucking Bennett Lane Street has just erupted into motor fixed, transmission bad. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with it. I think the problem that's wrong with it's been sitting too long, and the plungers and the pistons are stuck in it, and the bottom fucking thing on the transmission needs to come out, and all that needs to be loosened up, freed out, so it'll all ship. So we'll just have to see what happens from there. 13 years old, something definitely has got to be wrong. Okay, so what the situation is we are literally taking this car to the transmission. Okay, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work, bud? You got it? Okay. What the situation is the car has to go to the transmission shop. My friend Pete is not a transmission rebuilder, and the transmission is fucked up. So this is just one more stepping stone in the situation that says, hey, it's a fucked up situation. There it goes. At least it'll be out of my shop for a couple weeks, hopefully. Actually a good day. It's not really a bad day. I wouldn't say that it's a bad day. It's actually a good day because it's actually on the ground and in process of getting the motherfucker done. So, you know, it's not a bad situation. It's a good situation, but it's a shitty situation due to the fact that it's another fucking deal that says, yeah, 13 years old fucking job, but for the owner, it can be good or bad. You know, how much money is this gonna cost? We don't fucking know. How much is it gonna cost to do the job? We don't know what's wrong with the job. But sooner or later, something's gonna break and no more money will be able to be spent on this car because all we'll be able to do with it is drive it, is the real situation. We got a situation. I'm gonna have to tape these doors shut. We definitely don't want those to open up on us. And see, here's another situation with these street rod, hot rod cars, is that it's got suicide doors on it, and without the safety latches installed, you hit a bump and that motherfucker might come open. So yeah, this is the first time it's been on the road out in the sun in 2 years, and it looks like it's on its way to being something spectacularly phenomenal. And I'm saying all this because I'm trying to keep my spirits up. This has actually been a very depressing and heart-aching job, but it looks like it's on the road to success. Now, out the fucking door, down the road, and hopefully on the road back to Arizona where the car belongs. Sooner or later, it's gonna get done. You can bank on that. You can fucking bank on that. right, how y'all doing out there? This is Pete over at SWR&C Southwest Rod and Custom, and if you've been following this, what's up? I'll be back in a minute. You want me to leave the office unlocked? You want me to leave the office unlocked? I'm only gonna be gone 20 minutes, dude. I'm only gonna be gone 20 minutes. You know, my friend Pete's a nice guy, and I got an old friend that is a mechanic. Been in business for 40 years, 40 plus years. And he lost his shop after being in the same location for 25 years. Now, the owner of the building that Rick's Custom Auto Repair, Rick, the guy Rick, we're gonna meet him later sometime. What happened is he was supposed to sell Rick the building. So Rick stayed there all this time, banking on that it was gonna be his fucking business, his building, he was gonna own it, all this money that he was giving him was going toward buying it. And the guy sold it from underneath Rick and basically told him to go fuck off. So, Rick woke up one morning without a shop, so my friend Pete is loaning him one of my booths so he doesn't lose his business because he doesn't have nowhere to work on cars. And he's in the process of getting another shop, renting another shop. Has anybody checked out the rent on a commercial building these days? It's fucking ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that it's outrageous to even think of renting a fucking shop. But so he's in the process of doing that, and I didn't want to see him go out of business, so I'm letting him use one of my bays to stay in business, him and his mechanic buddy Dave. Temporary situation, but you got to reach out to people, you got to shake hands, make friends, and help each other out, because if you can't fucking help each other out, then you're just fucking yourself in the end. We're talking about the 34 Ford. 34 Ford piece of shit that I have been working on, and every time I turn around, it's fucking something's wrong with it. The last time we left off on this little story was where we literally were loading up the car on the record to go to the transmission shop. And before we get over here, we're going around the corner. I want to let everybody know, I don't know if you've ever dealt with transmission shops. There's a lot of crooked fucking transmission shops out there. Dealing with a transmission shop is like pulling a fucking pin out of a haystack, a needle out of a haystack. And I say that because the general public, such as you and me, we walk into a transmission store to get our car rebuilt or transmission rebuilt, and we don't know what's fucking wrong with it. For all we know, it could be a stuck valve. But the deal is, you walk into these places and there's transmissions torn down everywhere, and you fucking, you know, look at all this shit, and the sales guy says, well, there's your transmission in that bucket, when your transmission's actually sitting on the ground right next to your car. And they say, well, there it is. I mean, we're gonna have to fix it now. It needs a rebuild. When it didn't need nothing at all except a sensor. So transmission shops are very, very hard to come across where you can actually trust them. So let's get over transmission, see what the fuck's going on with the 34 Ford nightmare car on Street Beast Lane. Alright, what we found out so far is that this gear assembly right here was actually installed backwards when the transmission shop that originally built that transmission put it together. I believe the training guy here said that this gear was backwards, so I don't know what the situation is on that. Another problem we had is this is only a 1600 stall converter. A 1600 stall converter in a car such as this one right here is not cutting the mustard. So now it looks like it's going to have to be a complete rebuild job on the transmission, all because some lame-brained jackwad piece of shit decided to put parts in upside down and backwards and inside out instead of doing it right. We'll be sure to let the owner know about that.
to see if he can get some type of refund or something, but I seriously doubt it after 13 fucking years. And this is the type of situation that you run into when you're dealing with these street rod cars when they've been sitting around for many, many, many years. You don't know what you're going to run into, you don't know what's going to happen, and the only thing you can do is start from scratch to get her done and get her done right. So if we look up into the car here, we can see that it really wasn't that big of a deal to get this transmission out. Thank God that we took it over here before we went and got the exhaust. We know the motor's running good on it, but now it's time to get the fucking transmission working properly and get that thing going. Well, there you go. The situation we found out is that somebody put the pump gears in backwards. Is that possible? I don't fucking know. I'm not a transmission guy. But something was in backwards or upside down or some shit. Plus we had a bad torque converter which was purchased at TCI. We also found out that TCI did not build that transmission. It was somebody else that built the transmission and purchased the stall converter from TCI. That's what we found out, because the way that it was acting, the fucking transmission, when you put it in gear, you had to give it a lot of fucking gas, and it was pretty much a fucking nightmare fucking bullshit situation, because it wouldn't go in gear, and then after you got it up to about 3,500, it would start creeping along. Am I pissed off? I'm not really mad right now. I'm not really mad because we're seeing progress made on the car. It's not at my shop and I'm not working on it, but it's still a fucked up situation. What are you supposed to do in a situation like this? There's nothing you can fucking do. All you can do is grit your teeth, get the motherfucker fixed, and get it fucking done. Plain and simple. How much is it gonna cost? I don't fucking know. I don't know how much it's gonna cost. I know that transmission jobs these days are not like back in 1985 when you paid $350 to have a 300 turbo 350 transmission rebuilt. So, you know, it's an expensive situation, but it's a situation that says that's one more situation that's fucking off the list of stuff to do to get the fucker down the road. I'm gonna go back to the shop. I'm working on a Buick Riviera and a 66 Chevelle at the same time. We're doing an engine install on the Chevelle, and we're doing overall body work for the Riviera to get it fucking painted. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. We'll be back when we get the car back, or when we're on our way to the muffler shop, or possibly when we go to Daryl's. One of the three, somewhere in between. We're still fucking with this thing to get it going, to get her done right, to do it right, and hopefully make the customer a satisfied situation. Did I tell you about the transmission shop situation? About it's hard to find somebody you can trust, somebody that you can actually take your car to and they can fix the problem without you worrying about it? Well, we finally got the car back from the transmission shop. We got the car back, and I was on my way up to Daryl's with it. Of course, Daryl's is only a mile up the road, so I was going to drive it up to Daryl's instead of load it on my trailer and, you know, this, that, and the other. I get out on the street, and I'm driving it up the road, and the fucking transmission won't shift out of first gear. It won't shift out of first gear, and it's slipping real bad when it hits, I don't know, 3,000 RPM or something like that. I put it in reverse and it won't even go in reverse. I get about a block and a half away, I have to turn around, I come back to the shop, I call the transmission guy right here in Lewisville, and I ask him what the problem is, and he says, there's no problem. We did what we were supposed to do. For $1,000 fucking dollars. I take the transmission back to him, the car. He had the car for 3 fucking weeks. And every time I called him, no, we haven't looked at it yet. No, we haven't had time. I'm gonna get to it as soon as I can. After he got his fucking money, of course. So, it went to the tranny shop twice. The owner of the car paid him once. And the car's still sitting at the transmission shop.
This is where we lead up to the phone call.
Morning, Lewisville transmission.
This is Pete.
Hey, Pete, I tried calling you back a while ago when you were calling.
What's the deal on that car?
I think he's gonna go with the Jasper unit.
Okay, well, what about his money he paid you to fix it?
What he paid me to fix was to get that thing moving.
What are you talking about?
Pete, I didn't build that transmission.
Okay, but you said that you only took the pump out of it and flipped the gear over. Is that correct?
That's correct, and then the car would move.
Okay.
Never drove it down the road.
When I came over there, the transmission was in a million pieces.
We had the pump out and the front drum there.
No, you had the valve body and everything else out because I got detailed video of it sitting on your
You gotta
workbench.
take the valve body off to get the pump out.
So you took the whole transmission apart to flip one gear over and charged him $1,000 and didn't even rebuild the transmission.
There was no need to rebuild it. It was already rebuilt, Pete.
But obviously it wasn't rebuilt because it wasn't running.
Well, I can't
And it's
argue
been sitting up
there.
at,
I mean, I didn't.
and it's been sitting up at your shop for the last 3.5 weeks and it still isn't running. And he paid you $1,075.
He paid us $1,000. You're absolutely right.
He gave you $1,075 to get his transmission running.
We took that gear out, took the pump out in the drum, found the pump gear was upside down, put it in there.
Okay, so why aren't you rebuilding the transmission? Why are you telling this guy to go buy a $2,000 transmission?
See what?
Why are you telling this guy to go buy a $2,000 transmission?
I'm not. I'm giving him options here.
Is the car back together?
The car's back together, yes. You know, what I've already done, I'm not going to charge you because I know you're upside down on it already. But this is where we're at.
But he gave you $1,000, dude.
You think my labor's free, Pete?
He gave you $1,000, and when we got it back, it was supposed to be running and driving. We brought the car to you to have the transmission. I told you I don't care how much it cost. I told you that. I said I wanted it running and driving and fixed. When I came up there with my video camera and I videotaped the transmission on your table, it was in a million pieces. Now you told me that all you did is flip a gear over because it was backwards.
Correct.
I don't understand why at that time you did not rebuild the transmission when you had it in a million pieces and check all that stuff out.
It had new clutches in there. It's a brand new unit.
When I was up there, your mechanic guy was taking the clutches out of the housing, and he was taking it out, and I got it on videotape where he's taking them out and counting them.
Understand the unit was sitting there for a long time.
And I don't know why the fuck I'm in the middle of this. I don't understand why I'm in the middle of this. Because I told you when I dropped it off, I do not want to be in the middle of this because I'm the fucking guy that's getting all the shit. Because I'm the one that recommended you, and now he's cussing me out about his $1,000 fucking dollars.
How is that my problem? I didn't build the fucking unit, Pete.
But you took it out of the car and had it in a million pieces. And he paid you $1,075 to do that. I didn't even know it cost that much to rebuild a transmission.
Well, you're sadly mistaken, Pete. I'm sorry.
So now you're telling me that you don't even know what the fucking problem is or nothing.
Can't get it to ship, Pete.
But I took it to you because I trusted that you knew what the fuck was going on.
Again, I didn't build the transmission.
And that's why I brought it to you to rebuild the fucking transmission.
We didn't build the unit.
But I brought it to you to find the fucking problem and fix it.
And we found the problem.
No, you didn't, because it's not fucking shifted.
Let's move, Pete.
The guy wants his fucking money back.
Found the fucking pump gear upside down.
I don't give a fuck. It's not fucking working. Now, I'm the one getting all the shit over this because I'm the one that recommended you to him.
Well, and that's fine. And the motherfucker's pissed off because why?
Because it's not fucking working and he paid $1,000 fucking dollars. What if you paid me $1,000 to paint a door on your car and the paint peeled off? Hello? You fucking bitch. You see, that's the situation you have with these motherfuckers out there that rip you off and fuck you in the ass. Plain and simple. $1,000? You saw the fucking thing in a million pieces. He keeps saying he didn't rebuild it. Exactly. You didn't rebuild it, but you got your fucking money. That's right. Finger time at my friend Peach right here. There you go. Throw the finger in your fucking face now because you're gonna fucking need it. Right there, bitch. So, you see what really fucking happened up at the tranny shop? You saw what the real deal was. Is that the owner of the transmission shop doesn't give a fuck. All he was worried about is getting his $1,000 fucking dollars for doing nothing and trying to justify the conversation that he did something which he didn't do anything. So it's been approximately 3 months now because we had Super Dave fucking Master Blaster mechanic do some mechanic work to it, and he got it running, which we haven't seen that video yet, so you know, why am I going into that? Because that actually happened before. What's going to happen now is where we actually go to Daryl's automotive shop up there at the chicken coop with all the redneck mechanics, and we talked to a guy named Doc, and we let Darren go up there with the camera because my friend Pete's busy. So I figure, you know, what the fuck, let's send 904 up there with the camera and see how the transmission's going. Speaking of transmissions, Mr. Transmission Shop guy was going to buy a Jasper transmission, which is a reconditioned transmission. Gonna buy the Jasper transmission and charge the owner $2,000 fucking dollars for that. Now that wasn't including the labor, that was just the cost of the transmission. My friend Pete calls up Jasper transmission, and I got it for $1,200. So the guy was trying to make $800 profit on selling him the transmission, and then he was going to charge him another $1,000 labor to put it in. Great fucking situation we had there. But we decided to go ahead and get the transmission ourselves. We got Daryl up at Oliver's Automotive, putting the transmission in and getting her done.
So over here at SWRNC, it's a hot motherfucker today, and we're kind of slow. So my friend Pete is sending me over to Oliver's Automotive to check out how that fucking transmission is doing on the 34 Street Beast piece of shit. Pete told me to bring this camera down here.
Huh?
So Pete told me to bring this camera down here, get an angle of what's going on with this 34 Ford.
34 Ford is fix the length of the kick cam cable, check the pressure on it, transmission's in it.
Transmission's in it?
Yep.
Good to go?
Not good to go yet, we got final tuning on.
Almost ready, huh? Said you relocated what?
Trans cooler.
Oh, the trans cooler?
Hanging down and clean it up, move it around. Trans cooler was sitting down like this here. We moved it up here, redid the lining on it.
We did all the lining.
And then these had lag screws, bolts in it. I put inserts so it's tapped into, it's actually bolts in here.
It's bolted onto the frame now?
Yep. So it's all good and solid.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, looking good.
Rework the shifting linkage here.
Shifting linkage.
That's your kick cam cable that we're working on now, adjusting it.
Yep. Got done with that.
Yeah, we got the final works on it, and then we got to get the line hooked in, just make sure there's 33 pounds of pressure when it's called for there. So, down to the final tune-up of it.
Down to the final tune-up, getting it done, doing it right. Hell yeah. So, as you can see over here at Oliver's Automotive, they're getting it done, they're doing it right. They got that fucking transmission in, they're getting it. Here comes Daryl. Alright, so far we got 8 quarts of transmission fluid in there. We got old Roger Rabbit trying to start it up, see what it sounds like.
So is the thing going to even be running? Is it going to run at all? We don't fucking know. We don't know because it's not even back here yet. But when it gets back here, we're going to take a good look at it, because when it gets back, if everything goes like it's supposed to go and the transmission is done, all the mechanic work will be done on it. It'll all be done. It'll be a done fucking deal, and the only thing we have to do is paint it. It's a fucking nightmare. A fucking nightmare.